Technology plays a huge part in our fishing, especially lure fishing, and I've got to admit I'm a bit of a tech junkie when it comes to fishing. So I've got the Minn Kota electric up the front here, and perfect for fishing these rock walls, whether you're chasing Mulloway, flathead, whatever it is. I can hit that north button, which will keep me pointed to wherever I want to go. So I know I want to head this direction, just push that north button and that'll keep me poking along. I can adjust the speed up and down. The other big thing is the sounder at the front here, and don't be afraid to adjust your sounder. So many people, I get on other people's boats and they go, oh, don't touch the sounder, that's the sensitivity level that I run all the time. Well, water changes all the time, so the tide comes in here, the water's crystal clear, it runs out, it gets dirty. You've got to continually change and update your sounder. The scroll speed can generally stay fairly well the same, but sensitivity's so easy. You just go into the menu, sensitivity's there now, and we're on 8. Fairly shallow water, and there's just a bit of clutter on the screen. If I just come back off there, straight away, exit out of that, I've cleaned the screen up straight away. I'm in shallower water here now, and I've got a great picture, and when the bait schools come up, or I can just see I'm just starting to get in the edge of the rocks here now, that's all you need to do. Some little fish, Barn. Nah, no. It's a tiny little flathead, there you go. Yeah. It's not only Mulloway that live along the rock walls, there's beautiful little flathead like this are sitting tied in, and once again it's that highway, it's where the rocks meet the sand, everything lives there. Brim, mangrove jacks, Mulloway what we're chasing at the moment, but also flathead like that. They're just waiting in ambush, waiting for something to come along, and in this case it was my little soft plastic, and he's thought, for head income, that's my dinner, and climbed straight on it. Line, I'm using some 15-pound fire line on here at the moment, and then I've gone up in the leader size a bit because we are near the rocks here, so I've got some 50-pound leader that I'm using, so I've got a rod length for that. I put a double in my line to strengthen the knot, and then I've used a double uni knot down to that 50-pound leader, and then there's my soft plastic. This one's been chewed up a little bit. I'll change it in a minute. Yeah, got him, Barney.
Oh, nice.
It's the death of the tide, and we're just throwing some soft plastics around. Some fantastic structure here, rock walls. I love fishing my rock walls. And big curly tail soft plastic. And this fish has just climbed all over it, right on top of it. Beautiful little Mulloway.
Oh,
late in the afternoon. Woo!
Nice.
There you go. That's what we're after. It's a beautiful little Mulloway, late in the afternoon. And it's this time of day that these fellas come out and start hunting, and I know I've had them on the show plenty of times before. I just love my jewfish. They look great on camera. We don't look so flash, mate, you and I, but the fish look pretty good, there's no doubt about that. The secret to catching them really is getting some slack water, don't you reckon, Barney?
Yeah, mate, yeah, you just got to be able to work it for starters, don't you? You really got to get that lure working, and
exactly.
You know, it's a bit hard when it's just screaming out.
Yeah,
really
and if that tide's ripping out, you're really going to struggle, A, to get your lure in the zone where they are, and they're sitting pretty tight to the bottom. When that tide slackens off, they start hunting around, and there's a result, cracking little fish like that, and he's climbed straight. There's that soft plastic right there. I'll get that out. And that's one of the Nemesis soft plastics, big curly tail. So you hang on to that, Barn, I'll hold the fish. So he's come along, and I've been punching that one along. Now that's a 3/4 ounce jig head. Now as the tide slows even further, I'll go down in weight. So that's quite a heavy jig head. It's getting the bottom fairly quickly even with this current. As it slows, I'll probably go down to even 1/2 ounce and let that flutter down a little bit more. And the lighter you can fish, the better. Well, there you go, beautiful little Mulloway like that. Don't worry, they grow much, much bigger, don't they, Barney?
They do, mate, they do.
So get yourself some soft plastics, get up and down these rock walls, great man-made structure, holding some fantastic numbers of Mulloway. You've been watching Real Action, I'll catch you next time. There you go, buddy. Oh. Off he goes. That's a good one, Daniel. That's a bite. Oh, look at this bloke out here. Woo.
That's what you want.
He's smoking around. Come on, you good thing. Oh, look at that. Nice bronze fish. Just pole-axe it. Come on, I've got him coming. Ah, that's a bass. That's a better fish. Oh. Woo. That's a nice one. Look at that. Just pinned it there. There was a couple of herring fluffing around, and I just thought I'd just drop it in right at my feet. There's a weed bed here, and look at that. That's a beautiful fish. He's getting pretty close to 40, probably 39 centimetres. So that's a really nice one. Absolutely climbed on that. And as I said before, I know we were catching the smaller fish earlier, and it doesn't really matter. For me, I like catching, you know, trying to beat my personal best with different types of fishing. Oh, and Daniel's has had a big bite behind me. It's all happening. But as I said, it's more about getting out there and doing it. And look, there's rivers and creeks up and down the east coast of New South Wales that, and not only New South Wales, sorry, southern Queensland into Victoria, that hold really good fish like this. And get on, have a look at a map. If you're going to go on private property, get permission. I've got permission to be on this place today, but there's other areas with the reserves and areas that you can access without getting permission as well. But make sure you do the right thing. And most farmers, if you ask, they're pretty good people, I'd tell you. The people on the land are the best people, and they'll generally let you have a bit of a fish, especially if you catch and release like we are. But that's a beauty, that one. Having fun, mate?
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Not bad, is it? Just poke around here. There's a couple of good looking snags just through the other side here. Look all right, hey?
Looks like the spot.
Yeah, so that log starts from there. One part of it goes all the way up and the other part comes down. There's got to be a big bass living there. There's another one over here too. It's got that deep bank, and I guess at night time they come in the shallows here and have a feed. Go, mate, get over that log, get a cast in there.
All over it.
Yeah. Once you cast out into a likely spot, to get that lure to get that side-by-side action, it's a matter of just pulsing that rod tip and pause. Pulse, pause, pulse, pause, pulse, pause. And that'll really get that lure to swim across the top. And don't be afraid to extend that pause, especially for bass, and brim love these lures as well. And then just keep working it. And what you're doing is you're dropping that nose down, the lure will swim one way, and then you pause, it'll move back, and that's how you get it to walk across the surface. And that's that walk the dog action. Oh, gotcha. Oh, that's a nice fish too, come on.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah. Woo, that's a nice bass. Go on, champion. Oh, he's just shaking his head like a crocodile to the tune of the cicadas. It's all about, this time of day, getting that cast in the right spot. And this fella right up. I was a bit braver than my cast up under the bottle brush, and that's the fish of the day. That is a seriously nice fish, that one. Woo! Check him out, Dan. That is a cracker. Woo! Now that is a big bass. That's a beauty, that one. All right. Oh, I love this skinny water fishing. It's fantastic. So we've got our brag mat here. I'll just give it a bit of a wet. We'll see how long this one is. Always pays to put a bit of water on it. Just you don't want to burn the fish. How long do you reckon, mate?
What do you reckon, 42?
Oh yeah, I reckon he's in the 40s. For this part of the world, that's a really nice fish. You know, you hear people talking about 50 centimetre bass, but in a creek like this, anything up around that 40 centimetres is always going to be a very, very nice fish. And and that tiny little surface walker, that little scum dog, he's done the job there. And he's just swallowed that. So let's give him a drink. Good grip in there. Always make sure, want to get a nice photo with this fish and let it go. So we'll just give her a drink. Brag mat's nice and wet. Plenty of water. And we'll just lay her on there the right way. See what she goes. Oh no, she might be a bit better, mate. Woohoo, 40, just touching 48 centimetres. Wow. So this fish, it's an athlete, this fish. If it was an impoundment fish, it'd be a lot thicker through the middle and a lot heavier than this fish. But this fella, mate, he's not sitting around the bar telling stories, eating cheese and biscuits. It's doing the miles, this one. It's been right down to the salt, the spawn and come back. That big, powerful tail to get through the rapids and make it way, way upstream, ready for me to catch. That's a beauty. So do yourself a favour, get some of these little top surface walker lures, those little scum dogs. Find a nice creek, get some permission if you need to do it. If not, just find a little backwater somewhere and you'll get into some fishing like this. Great stuff.